The goal of this deck is to make Enigman Storm a very big boy and cheese our opponents with a lot of crits. If we can get Storm to at least 15k power before he attacks, he gets an extra critical. If he has Enigman Wave underneath him, then he is already at 11. So that means we just need to give him 4k power. We can do this by either using Cosmo Grape or Cosmo Beak by counterblasting 2 and getting him plus 4k. Another way of getting him to 15 is by using Mass Police Grandeur and or Cosmo Roar in some form of combination, because they both can give 2k. The nice thing about Grandeur is he doesn't need to hit to give the additional boost, so you can just swing him in by himself with no expectation of hitting or just destroying a really weak grade 1 rear that might be in the front row. With this deck, we have to have the 4 PGs, the 4 Ripples, and the 4 Cosmo Roars. So whatever you want to put in this last slot is completely up to you. Since we're not playing Dayusha in this budget deck, we are using Enigman Rain as like the backup. The nice thing about Rain is that she does not need to get a 4k boost. She only needs to get a 2k boost. So you can either use just Grandeur or just Cosmo Roar, and that will suffice to get her ability off of allowing you to restand a rear guard when she hits the Vanguard. And then we just have Shine here just as another unit that can help us boost our Storm when we are low on resources. The downside of using Shine is that he has to hit the Vanguard to give the plus 3k bonus that he gives. For our trigger lineup, since we are playing a budget version, we make up for the fallbacks of playing the budget deck by playing more crits in our trigger lineup. We are playing 5 crits, 4 draws, 4 heals. You can play around with the ratios. I've been kind of on the rise of crits. I was originally only playing 3 crits, 6 draws, because I was feeling like I would always be low on resources, so I needed to draw into them more. But at that point in the game of being behind, you're kind of already in the losing position. So to keep up like the aggro feel that this deck wants to do, we play the extra crits to hope that we can maybe deal extra damage early on before they can use their PGs. And then late game, we will have eaten away so many of their PGs that we can kind of cheese a win with a crit out of nowhere. When we're talking about budget decks, I thought I would show that there is a Miracle Beauty deck that you can make, where you take out the Storms, replace it with Miracle Beauty. Her ability is that when she restands, you can stand the card behind her. So playing her in combination with Rain will make easier setup with the whole only needing to boost 2k and be able to make multi-hitting columns. The deck is kind of missing pieces currently, but one of the advantages of this deck is that since you're not playing the ride engine anymore, you don't need Wave. We can use Platinum Ace now as our grade 2 ride target. He gets an extra critical if he's at 13k, so it gives us that early turn. Platinum Ace gives us that early game aggression, which is kind of cool in this deck. Besides that, it's kind of the exact same build. When we're talking about budget options, I think Die Lady needs to be mentioned. She is a weird in-between of Grandeur and Cosmo Beak. She has an on-hit ability where you can give a unit plus 3k. It doesn't have to be the Vanguard. The disadvantage of her is that she has to hit the Vanguard. This kind of makes her awkward because she doesn't give the 4k that we need, and she's not like Grandeur where she only needs to just attack to be able to give the bonus. So you can play around with her in some capacity if you're missing pieces like I am. Just understand that it does kind of make awkward plays. Upgrades for the deck is Dayusha is an amazing grade 3 unit for the deck. he is a great backup boss monster if Storm isn't working out. He now has the rearguard ability of Counterblast 2, and he gets plus 2k. So if he's on Vanguard, you can do this twice, and he can boost himself up to the requirement. That is very costly, but if you just need a finisher, like, he does fill the spot. Commander Laurel is in a weird place with me. He obviously is an amazing unit where he allows our Vanguard to restand, making him very scary. You know, a multi-attacking, multiple crit hitting Vanguard is very powerful. The downside of playing him in this more budget-oriented deck with like less Cosmo Beaks is he doesn't synergize well with Grander or Roar, because you need to be able to tap 4 rear guards. You need to tap 4 rear guards to get his ability off. So you won't be able to use Roar's tap ability, and then Grander won't be able to attack and give the boost. So if you don't have Cosmo Gray or Cosmo Beak out, Laurel is not going to be able to go off and take advantage of the extra crits. My final thoughts on the deck is it feels like one of the more competitive budget decks while staying fun. Being able to swing in with a really big like alien, and knowing that if it hits you can deal 2-3 damage is a very entertaining aspect of the deck. Like, dude, just being able to like kind of steal a win just with like a huge like early game like hook punch, it just like it you gotta play it. Like, I had a lot of fun playing it, especially coming off of the Pale Moon video where like you have to put all this brain power into it. This is just kind of like, I make big boss monster and it hits, and then you, yeah, dude, it's a good time. It's a good time.